Now, we've talked about Padmasambhava and his eight main forms as represented in art. We've talked about them in one video. I think we've even done a Dorji Drolo video. And then we have many, many other videos on Padmasambhava and various manifestations. But what I want to talk about here is one of his eight forms is called Sengge Dradog. And he's fiercely roaring like a lion, Sengge Dradog, and we generally only find images of Sengge Dradog in relation, within context of the other seven main forms, or the other seven forms, and then the main form of Padmasambhava. And just a quick refresher, the eight forms represent eight main events in Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava's life, and there are also other forms. There's 12 forms, there's and more that can be found. But Sengge Dradog appears usually blue in color, wrathful, one face, two arms, held in the upraised right hand is a vajra sceptre, and then in the left hand it's usually extended out to the side in a wrathful gesture, or it can be holding, in some cases, a vajra-handled bell, or in other cases it's held to the heart or held to the hip with nothing in it. Also, because Sengge Dradog and the other forms of Padmasambhava are representing narrative stories, they can also be they can also be depicted in many different types of posture, as is deemed by the artist in his representation of the life story. It's very common to have these eight forms are done in a set of 8 paintings plus a central painting of Guru Rinpoche, and then they depict in small narrative vignettes the story of Padmasambhava surrounding the central figure of these 8 forms of Padmasambhava. Okay, fine. Now, when it comes to Sengge Dradog, in painting he's typically blue in color. Sometimes you can find him as gold fill with some paintings, but typically blue in color. The ornaments are generally wrathful, but they're not always consistent. Many forms, depictions in painting, have Sengge Dradog without a garland of 50 freshly severed human heads. So we can be missing some of the wrathful vestments, and then others can be added, such as snow lion skin can be added, which is very much a borrowing from some forms of Vajrapani. Okay, now the main point here is Sengge Dradog, to the casual eye, the ordinary eye, is indistinguishable from Vajrapani. And he's also indistinguishable from other forms of Padmasambhava, such as Dorje Dragpotsal and some forms of Guru Draktro. So you really have very few tools to identify Sengge Dradog, and the main tool is context, in terms of having life story narrative vignettes surrounding an image of what appears might be a Vajrapani, but might be a Sengge Dradog. Vajrapani rarely, if ever, has any life story vignettes surrounding him. So this is the main point. Sengge Dradog is very, very hard to identify, and it has to be looked at in context with what other figures are in a composition. And you just need to be aware that these other forms can appear essentially identical. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, you can join Horror on Patreon. I think we put up 3 videos in the last week, and we put up several other pages. We put up an announcement of a new book publication, and we have several more videos to go up in relation to New York Asia Week 2025, March. So we'll be putting more videos up in the next day or two. So we'll leave it there for now.